My beloved child, stop right here. Do not rush past this moment. Heaven has stepped into your path, and I am not leaving until you hear me. You feel like this is just another piece of content on a screen. It is not. This is a summons. A holy interruption. A divine appointment with your soul. Archangel Michael says, "Listen to me with the same urgency as a final breath. I asked for only a few minutes from you, because what I place in your spirit now will echo through every tomorrow." You have scrolled through so many empty things. You have given your attention to countless distractions. But this one is different. This one carries weight, fire, and mercy. Do not ignore this, not because I want to punish you, but because I refuse to let you walk back into darkness blind. You matter too much to heaven to miss this moment. I am the voice sent to stand between you and the lies that have followed you. I stand between you and the heaviness pressing on your chest. I stand between you and every whisper that told you you are finished. You have been asking for a sign, a confirmation, a word that feels alive. You said in the quiet, "If there is anything real, let it find me." Child, this is that moment. This is that answer. You are not here by accident. Something pulled you, nudged you, held you on this screen. That something is the hand of the one who never stopped watching you. Look at your life for a moment. The broken pieces, the private storms, the silent nights where you stared at the ceiling. You have been walking through fire with a smile that fools almost everyone. People think you are strong because you keep going. They do not see the nights when your pillow catches tears you never confess. They do not see the questions that keep circling in your mind. You wonder if you have already missed your chance. You wonder if you broke something in yourself that cannot be mended. You wonder if heaven has grown silent toward you. Listen to me. I have walked through every long night beside you, armed with light you could not see but always needed. I saw you sitting alone, scrolling, trying to escape your own thoughts. I saw the way your heart raced with anxiety over money, over health, over the future. I saw you replaying conversations, wondering what you did wrong. You have felt used, abandoned, overlooked. You have watched others receive what you have prayed for. You have asked why doors stay closed for you while others walk freely through theirs. You feel tired in places that sleep cannot reach. You feel numb in places that once overflowed with hope. You feel like you are holding yourself together with threads about to snap. Heaven does not dismiss your pain. Heaven does not minimize your story. Heaven is not blind to the weight you have carried. Archangel Michael says, "Your tears are not meaningless." Every unspoken fear has been written in light before the throne. Every sigh, every silent scream, every whispered help has been heard. You have thought, maybe I am the problem. You have blamed yourself for every ending, every betrayal, every closed door. You have carried shame that was never meant to live in your chest. There are things you have tried to bury. Memories you push down because they still sting like open wounds. Moments you replay and shout at yourself inside for not seeing the warning signs. Child, listen. The one who made you has never been surprised by your weakness. Grace was written into your path long before you took a single step. You feel like you should be farther along than you are. You feel behind, delayed, late to your own life. You feel like you are starting over again and again while others seem to move steadily ahead. You have stared at ceilings and screens, wondering if your life has any real meaning. You have asked if you were created for anything more than struggle and survival. You have wondered if there will ever be a day that feels light again. Hear this clearly. You are not random. You are not a mistake. You are not an afterthought in the mind of God. Archangel Michael says, you are a deliberate design. You are a chosen soul, sent into this world on purpose, with purpose, for purpose. The war around you has been fierce because the calling within you is great. Think about it. From early on, you have faced battles most people never see. Disappointments came early. Confusion came early. Loss came early. You have survived things you do not even talk about. You have outlived storms that were meant to break you. You have carried secrets that could have swallowed you whole. The intensity of your struggle has never been proof that you are weak. It has been proof that you are dangerous to darkness when you stand in your truth. The enemy of your soul fights hardest against those who carry the brightest light. You have been told you are too sensitive, too emotional, too much. So you started shrinking, dimming your light, hiding your heart. You built walls to protect yourself, and now even you cannot find your own joy behind them. Heaven sees this. Heaven knows how many times you almost gave up. Heaven knows how many times you said silently, I cannot do this anymore. Yet you are still here. Listening. Breathing. Hoping, even if only a little. That little hope is holy. That tiny spark is enough. I have come to fan that spark into a flame. I have come to tear down lies that have wrapped around your mind. I have come to remind you who you are and whose you are. Child, there has been a war over your identity. Voices have tried to name you unworthy, broken, unlovable. Experiences have tried to convince you that you will always lose. But there is a higher voice. A voice older than time, stronger than trauma, steadier than fear. That voice calls you beloved, chosen, and worth fighting for. Archangel Michael says, do not confuse delay with denial. You thought heaven had forgotten you, but heaven was protecting you. Doors that shut in your face did not reject you, they redirected you. There were opportunities that looked perfect from where you stood. Yet behind them were traps designed to drain your spirit, steal your peace, and harden your heart. You cried over what you lost, not knowing heaven was celebrating what you escaped. There were relationships you begged to keep. You questioned your worth when they walked away. You did not know the darkness attached to some of the hands you wanted to hold. You asked why people left, why they changed, why they betrayed you. You wondered what was wrong with you that made them treat you this way. Child, hear this truth, their choices spoke of their heart, not your value. Heaven never measured you by who stayed or who left. Heaven measures you by the one who never leaves. You are not the sum of your rejections. You are the reflection of divine intention. There has also been a storm in your mind. Thoughts that come like waves, doubts that thunder, fears that freeze you. You have fought battles no one can see just to get out of bed some days. You have second-guessed every decision. You have replayed worst-case scenarios in your head again and again. You have become tired from fighting a war that seems to have no finish line. Listen. The loudest voice in your mind has not always been the truest. Not every thought that visits you is welcome, holy, or accurate. There are lies that have rooted themselves in your thinking. Lies that say you will never change. Lies that say you will always fail. Lies that say love is not for you. Archangel Michael says, I have come to cut through those lies with the sword of truth. Truth that says you can begin again. Truth that says your future is not chained to your past. Truth that says you are not disqualified from love or purpose. Feel the tension in your body as you listen. That is your spirit recognizing truth and wrestling with fear. Do not turn away. Stay with me. Let this word sit inside you. There are chains that have wrapped around your family line. Patterns of struggle, addiction, chaos, lack, broken love. You have looked around and said, maybe this is just how it is for us. You started to accept limitation as your identity. You began to think that certain blessings were reserved for other people, not you. You lowered your expectations so you would not be disappointed again. Heaven did not design you to live in a cage. Heaven did not write your story as an endless loop of broken cycles. Heaven did not call you to survive only, but to live, to grow, to shine. You are the turning point in your line. You are the one who will break what has always broken others. You are the one who will say no more and heaven will echo it. Archangel Michael says, I have watched the patterns that tried to take root in you. I have watched the same battles appear in different forms. I have watched you stand in the middle of storms you did not start. But hear this, the pattern ends here. The curse stops with you. The chains that have traveled through years meet fire in this moment. There is a revelation I must give you. You have believed that you are alone in your battles. That no one fights for you, that no one truly understands you. Yet around you there has always been an unseen army. Messengers of light positioned at your doors, at your bed, on your path. You have walked through dark streets wrapped in protection you could not see. You survived accidents that should have ended you. You made choices that could have ruined everything, yet somehow you were pulled back. You called it luck. Heaven called it mercy. You thought your prayers bounced off the ceiling. You thought your words dissolved into the air. Instead, they gathered like incense before the throne, filling the chambers of heaven. Every time you cried out, someone was dispatched. Every time you whispered help, a response moved toward you. The timing did not always match your desire, but the answer was always in motion. Archangel Michael says, there are things you asked for that you are not ready to receive yet. Not because you are unworthy, but because heaven loves you too much to give you good things at the wrong time. Preparation is not punishment. It is protection. You wanted doors to open while you were still healing in secret. You wanted platforms while you carried unaddressed wounds. Heaven said, wait, let us heal you before we expose you. You wanted love while you still doubted your own worth. You wanted connection while you still tolerated disrespect. Heaven said, first, let us show you who you are so you know how love should treat you. You wanted sudden wealth while your heart was still entangled in fear and comparison. Heaven said, learn to be anchored in who you are, so blessing does not own you, so that when more comes, you will not lose yourself in the more. You saw delay. Heaven saw development. You saw silence. Heaven saw strategy. You saw emptiness. Heaven saw a room being made for something better. Child, I need you to release the idea that you have been forgotten. You have never been out of sight, not for a single breath. The one who formed you has watched over you even when you turned away. You think heaven is angry at you for every wrong turn. You think you have messed up so badly that there is no way back. You think your mistakes have rewritten your destiny into failure. Hear me. Your mistakes are chapters, not the title of your story. Your failures are lessons, not your permanent identity. There are things you regret deeply. Things you did when you were hurting, numb, or desperate. Things you keep hidden, fearing they make you unworthy of light. Archangel Michael says, Heaven saw your choices and also saw your wounds. Heaven saw your rebellion and also saw your confusion. Heaven saw your sin and still chose compassion over condemnation. Does this excuse everything you have done? No, child. Consequences are real, and some pain has come from what you chose. But mercy is also real, and mercy is stronger than your worst day. The one who made you is not standing over you with a raised fist. He is standing with open arms, with healing in his hands, with plans to restore. He is not tired of you. He is not shocked by you. He is committed to you. Let this sink in. You are allowed to change. You are allowed to heal. You are allowed to grow into someone new. Your past is not a prison. It is a classroom, a teacher, a preparation ground. The shame attached to it is what must fall off now. I speak to the shame that has sat on your shoulders. The shame that whispers, who do you think you are to hope again? The shame that tells you, stay small, stay silent, stay stuck. That shame is a liar. Shame is not holy conviction, shame is a chain. And in this moment, under this voice, that chain begins to crack. You were not meant to walk with your head always bowed. You were not meant to hide your story in fear of judgment forever. There is power in your testimony, even the messy parts. Archangel Michael says, what tried to bury you will become what brings others out. What tried to silence you will become the very thing that amplifies your voice. The places you thought disqualified you will become the places heaven uses you. But first, a release must happen. A letting go of what you were never meant to carry alone. A surrender of the tight grip you keep on control, fear, and guilt. Child, open your hands inside, even as you hold this device. Picture every heavy thought, every secret regret, every impossible worry resting in your palms. Now imagine placing them into hands greater than yours. This is not about a perfect prayer. This is about permission. giving heaven permission to enter the places you have guarded with locked doors. Say inside, even if only in a whisper, I am tired of carrying this alone. Say, I release what is too heavy for me. Say, help me trust again. You do not have to feel spiritual to be heard. You do not have to have the right words to be understood. Your honesty is the language heaven responds to. As you listen, something is already shifting. You may not feel it with fireworks, but it begins like a subtle turn, like a river changing course beneath the surface before it appears on the land. The heaviness that has sat on your chest like a stone is loosening. The dark cloud that has followed your thoughts is thinning. The tightness in your spirit is beginning to release. You might feel a quiet warmth, a stirring, or simply a strange peace. That is not imagination. That is presence. That is heaven drawing near to the place you tried to survive in alone. Archangel Michael says, there are chains on your name being broken right now. Labels others put on you are losing their power. Harsh words spoken over you are dissolving under truth. You were called lazy, when in reality you were exhausted from invisible battles. You were called dramatic, when you were desperate for someone to notice your pain. You were called cold, when you were actually terrified of being hurt again. Heaven sees behind the mask. Heaven knows the real you beneath years of self-protection. Heaven is calling that true self forward now. Child, you have apologized for existing. You have shrunk yourself so others would not feel threatened. You have dimmed your own joy so others would not call you too much. No more. The world does not need a smaller version of you. The world needs the full brightness of who you were made to be. But hear this, your brightness is not arrogance, it is obedience. Hiding your gifts is not humility, it is fear dressed as wisdom. There are ideas inside you that were planted by heaven. Dreams that have survived years of disappointment. Desires that keep resurfacing no matter how often you bury them. You have told yourself, maybe it is too late. Maybe I missed my window. Maybe I am not talented enough, educated enough, connected enough. Archangel Michael says, heaven has no expiration date on what it births in you. As long as you breathe, there is still possibility, still path, still purpose. The time that feels lost has not been wasted, it has been soil. Soil for wisdom. Soil for empathy. Soil for depth. You are not starting again from nothing, you are starting from experience. You are not behind, you are being launched from a deeper place. Release the comparison that poisons your peace. Those you compare yourself to are walking their own roads, with their own secret battles. Their highlight moments do not cancel your process. You are not called to live their story. You are not failing because you are different. You are needed because you are different. Child, I must speak also to the fear in your heart. Fear of loss, fear of not being enough, fear of the unknown. Fear has wrapped itself around your decisions like a tight band. You have stayed in places that hurt you because fear said, it is safer to stay than to step out. You have stayed silent when you should have spoken because fear said, what if they leave? You have stayed small because fear said, what if you fail in front of everyone? But fear is a liar disguised as a protector. Fear promises safety while stealing destiny. Fear offers comfort while robbing courage. Archangel Michael says, "I have not come to judge your fear. I have come to stand beside you as you walk through it." Courage is not the absence of fear, it is movement in spite of it. The breakthrough you long for will not come if you only move when all fear is gone. It will come when you decide that purpose matters more than fear. When you choose to take small, trembling steps in the direction of hope. Heaven will not force you. Love does not coerce, it invites. But today, in this sacred pause, you are being invited to choose differently. Choose to believe that you are loved more than you are broken. Choose to believe that your future can hold beauty, even after so much pain. Choose to believe that heaven is for you, not against you. Child, there is also someone you need to forgive. Perhaps even yourself. Not to excuse what happened, but to free your own heart from being chained to it. Unforgiveness has been a quiet poison in your veins. You replay what they did and feel the anger rise again. You want justice, and that desire is not wrong. But holding on to bitterness is like holding fire bare-handed, hoping it hurts them while it burns you. Heaven promises justice, heaven also invites you into release. Archangel Michael says, "Place them into the hands of the one who sees all." Let heaven deal with what heaven alone can judge rightly. Free your heart so that more light can enter. And you, child, forgive yourself. For what you allowed when you did not know your worth. For what you did when you were lost and afraid. For what you did not know then but understand now. You have sentenced yourself to a punishment heaven never wrote for you. You have become your own harshest judge and jailer. Heaven is offering you pardon, will you accept it for yourself? This is the release that begins your breakthrough. This is the turn in your story. This is the moment when what has chased you begins to lose your scent. As this release happens, something else begins, restoration. Restoration of your inner peace. Restoration of your courage. Restoration of your capacity to love and be loved. Archangel Michael says, "What was stolen will not remain lost." You will see goodness again. You will laugh again, not as a performance, but from a deep well inside. There will be connections that honor you. Relationships that do not demand you shrink. Opportunities that align with your purpose instead of just draining your energy. Do not be surprised when things begin to fall away. Some relationships, habits, and environments cannot go with you into what is next. Their departure is not rejection, it is alignment. Heaven is pruning, not punishing. Removing what blocks light so that you can grow stronger, taller, freer. Trust the hands that cut, for they also heal. Child, your mind will try to return to old worries. Your thoughts will attempt to drag you back into familiar anxiety. In those moments, remember this voice. Remember this truth. You are not alone in the fight for your peace. You are not the only one holding the weight of your world. Heaven fights beside you, ahead of you, and around you. Archangel Michael says, "There are battles you will never see because they are won before they reach you. There are disasters you will never know you avoided because heaven turned them away silently." You are more protected than you feel. This does not mean you will never feel pain again. This does not mean life will suddenly become perfect. It means you will never have to walk through any of it abandoned. You will feel a new strength rising, subtle but real. A quiet knowing that you are held, even when circumstances shake. A certainty that you are guided, even when you do not see the whole map. There will be new doors. Doors you are drawn to but also slightly afraid of. Walk through them with wisdom and courage, not with panic. Opportunities to learn, to heal deeper, to create, to serve. Opportunities that ask you to show up as your real self, not as your mask. Opportunities that stretch you in ways that lead to growth. Child, prepare your heart for goodness. You have prepared for disappointment for so long that hope feels risky. But hope is holy. Hope is the language of heaven whispered into your future. You will not always be where you are now. The loneliness you feel will not be a permanent companion. The confusion that fogs your mind will not be your lifelong state. Archangel Michael says, there is a story being written with your life that you cannot yet see in full, but every page, even the dark ones, is being woven into something meaningful. One day, you will look back and see patterns you cannot see now. You will understand why certain things had to end for others to begin. You will see how even your pain carved out space for deeper compassion. Right now, you stand at a threshold. Between who you have been and who you are becoming. Between chains and freedom, between despair and awakening. This moment is precious. It is not about perfection, it is about direction. Which direction will you choose from here? Choose toward light. Choose toward honesty. Choose toward healing, even if it feels slow. You are stronger than the sum of what has hurt you. You are more than the labels others gave you. You are deeper than your darkest mistake. Heaven is not asking you to climb a mountain today. Heaven is asking you to take one step. One step toward faith, one step toward trust, one step toward trying again. Archangel Michael says, whisper yes. Yes to being loved. Yes to being healed. Yes to being guided. Let that yes break agreements you made with hopelessness. Let that yes cancel vows you made in anger, like I will never trust again. Let that yes open doors inside you that you shut to stay safe. As you agree with heaven, heaven agrees with you. Angels are sent to strengthen you, to guide you, to protect the path ahead. Favor begins to find you in places where before you met only closed doors. Child, you will notice small signs of change. Moments of unexpected kindness. Ideas that flow more freely. A calm that appears in situations that once triggered you. Celebrate those small shifts. They are not random. They are seeds. Seeds of the larger transformation unfolding around you. You will also face tests. Moments that mirror the past, asking, will you respond the old way or the new way? Do not be discouraged by these, they are opportunities, not punishments. Every time you choose differently, you break another thread of the old you. Every time you respond from love instead of fear, from wisdom instead of impulse, you step deeper into the person heaven always knew you could be. Archangel Michael says, I will be with you in those tests. When you are tempted to go back to what broke you, I will whisper, remember who you are now. Remember what you heard. You are not weak for struggling. You are not a failure for needing reminders. You are human, and heaven delights in walking with humans through every step. Child, I need you to understand something else. You are not just being healed for yourself. Your healing will heal others. There are people tied to your yes. Souls who will find hope because you did not quit. Hearts who will feel seen because you tell your story one day. The warmth you long for, you will help create for others. The understanding you never received, you will pour out on those who cross your path. The acceptance you were denied, you will offer in abundance. This is why the war over your life has been so intense. Darkness feared what you would become if you ever realized how powerful your love is. If you ever realized how powerful your presence is when you stand fully as yourself. Archangel Michael says, you are a carrier of light. Even when you felt broken, you carried light. Even when you made mistakes, you carried light. Heaven is turning that light up now. Removing the coverings of shame, fear, and false identity. Letting your true radiance begin to shine through. Do not apologize for growing. Those meant to walk with you will celebrate it. Those who mock it were never meant to hold your future. It will hurt when some do not understand your change. But child, their misunderstanding is not your stopping point. You answer to a higher voice, not to the comfort of those who prefer you small. Your path will not always look logical from the outside. Heaven will lead you by peace in ways that do not match human opinion. Trust the quiet, deep peace over the loud noise of others. Archangel Michael says, when you feel lost, come back to this truth: you are loved. You are guided. You are protected. You are purposed. Repeat these truths when your mind spirals. Speak them into your own chest when anxiety tightens. Let them be anchors when waves of doubt crash. Child, this moment was never about making you feel guilty for not listening sooner. Heaven is not counting the times you scrolled past gentle nudges. Heaven is rejoicing that right now, you stayed. You listened. You opened. You did not ignore this call. You honored the tug in your spirit. You chose to sit still long enough for heaven to minister to you. That choice matters. That choice shifts things. That choice is seen and celebrated. From this point forward, walk with a new awareness. Heaven is closer than you thought. Help is nearer than it feels. Purpose is deeper than what you can see today. Archangel Michael says, I will continue to watch over you. You may forget this moment in the rush of your days, but I will not forget you. When you are tempted to fall back into old patterns, you will feel a gentle resistance in your spirit. That is heaven, reminding you of the path of life. When you feel unworthy again, you will remember these words like echoes, and you will know that worth is not something you earn but something you carry. When you think you are alone, you will notice small signs, small comforts, small miracles, and you will remember that an army fights for you. Child, lift your head. Straighten your back, even if only in your heart. You are not a victim of your story, you are a victor being formed. There is a crown on you that no failure can remove. There is a calling on you that no rejection can cancel. There is a love for you that no distance can weaken. Walk forward from here with gentleness for yourself. You are learning. You are unlearning. You are awakening. Treat your soul with the same compassion heaven has shown you. Archangel Michael says, this was meant to feel like a short interruption, yet in these few moments, eternity has touched your timeline. Do not minimize what has shifted simply because it was quiet. Your life after this moment will not be perfect, but it will be different, because you are different. You have heard, you have received, and something in you has said yes. Remember, child of heaven, whenever you feel like giving up, you can return in your memory to this invitation. You were called beloved. You were seen in the depth of your pain. You were offered release, promise, and power. Hold on to that. Let it be the ember that keeps you warm on cold nights. Let it be the whisper that keeps you moving when everything says stop. You are not done. Your best chapters are not behind you. Your story is still being written with care, intention, and grace. Walk on, knowing the armies of heaven surround you. Walk on, knowing your steps are ordered more than you know. Walk on, knowing you are fiercely loved beyond measure. Archangel Michael says, I bless your mind with peace. I bless your heart with courage. I bless your path with protection and divine alignment. Rise from this moment a little lighter, a little braver, a little more awake. Carry this revelation with you into every decision, every relationship, every day. You are not alone, not forgotten, and not forsaken. Go now, beloved child, and live as one who has heard heaven speak, for heaven surely has child, stay with me a little longer. You thought the message was over, but heaven is not finished. There is still more you need to hear, more your spirit is ready to receive. You have spent so much of your life rushing from one thing to the next. Running from your thoughts, running from your fears, running from the ache inside. Right now, for these moments, I am asking you to be still. You are allowed to pause. You are allowed to sit in this sacred interruption. You are allowed to let yourself be loved without doing anything to earn it. Archangel Michael says, the one who formed you is not in a hurry with you. He is patient with your process, gentle with your wounds, yet fierce in his protection over your destiny. You have been hard on yourself. Harsher than anyone else has ever been. You criticize your every move, your every word, your every choice. You replay conversations and think, I sounded stupid. You look in the mirror and see only what you believe is wrong. You survey your life and point out every place you feel behind. Child, the way you speak to yourself matters. You would never speak to someone you love the way you speak to you. Heaven hears that inner voice, and heaven grieves how cruel it has become. You think, if I judge myself first, no one else's judgment can hurt me. So you pierce your own heart with words before anyone else gets the chance. You call it protection, but it is self-destruction dressed as strength. I tell you the truth, you deserve kindness from your own tongue. You deserve compassion from your own thoughts. Archangel Michael says, begin to notice the moments you tear yourself down. When you catch those thoughts, do not agree with them. Whisper instead, I am learning. I am growing. I am still worthy. This is not pretending everything is perfect. This is choosing to see yourself through heaven's eyes, not through the lens of your wounds. Little by little, the voice of love will grow louder than the voice of accusation. There is also something heaven must address about your body. The way you see it, the way you treat it, the way you speak about it. You have carried shame like a heavy coat over the skin you live in. You compare your reflection to false images. You call your body ugly, broken, wrong, less than. You apologize silently for taking up space. Child, your body has carried you through storms. It has survived sleepless nights, long days, and all the stresses you faced. It is not your enemy, it is the vessel that has kept you alive. Heaven does not despise your form. Heaven is not disgusted by your scars, your lines, your perceived flaws. Heaven sees your body as beloved ground where miracles can happen. Archangel Michael says, begin to bless your own body instead of cursing it. Thank it for what it has endured, even as you work to heal and strengthen it. Feed it not only food, but gentleness, rest, and gratitude. When you hate your own body, you join the voices that try to devalue you. When you start to honor it, you align with the one who formed it with intention. Your body is not perfect, but it is precious, and it is yours. There are also the wounds of love. You have loved deeply and not always been loved well in return. You have given your best and sometimes received the worst. You opened your heart to people who did not know how to hold it. You trusted promises that were not kept. You believed words that turned out to be empty. Now part of you believes that love equals pain. That closeness equals eventual betrayal. That commitment equals eventual abandonment. So you pull back. You keep relationships shallow so they cannot hurt you deeply. You entertain people who require little from you because they require little vulnerability. Child, heaven sees your loneliness. The way you long to be understood and held. The way you ache for someone who sees past your surface. You tell yourself, I do not need anyone. You wear independence like armor. But when the noise stops, the silence tells the truth. You were created for connection. Not just superficial attention, but deep, safe, mutual love. Your longing for genuine love is not a weakness, it is a holy imprint. Archangel Michael says, heaven will not leave you in counterfeit connections forever. There are friendships, partnerships, and divine connections being prepared for you. People who will honor your heart instead of playing with it. But first, some ties must be loosened. Those built on insecurity instead of respect. Those fueled by your fear of being alone instead of true alignment. When certain people drift or fall away, you will be tempted to chase what heaven is trying to clear out. Resist that urge. Ask instead, is this departure making room for something healthier? Is this ending an answer to prayers I forgot I prayed? Is this distance a doorway to my own growth? You are not meant to beg for love. You are not meant to shrink yourself to be tolerated. You are not meant to chase those who continually choose to treat you as an option. Heaven is aligning you with those who recognize your sacredness. Who will support your healing, not sabotage it. Who will celebrate your growth, not compete with it. Archangel Michael says, do not settle for almost love. Do not cling to those who only come close when they need something. Do not confuse intensity with intimacy, chaos with passion. Real love may not always feel like a movie, but it will feel safe, consistent, and honoring. It will challenge you to grow, not diminish your worth. And child, I must speak to your fears about provision. The weight of bills, responsibilities, and needs presses on your chest. You worry about how you will make it, how you will provide, how you will survive. You have done things out of desperation you never thought you would do. You have taken on too much, stretching yourself past your limits. You have stayed in draining situations because money felt like a cage. Heaven does not mock this fear. Your needs are seen, your responsibilities are understood. But heaven also wants to release you from the belief that lack is your permanent companion. You have believed there is never enough. Never enough money, never enough opportunity, never enough support. So you live in survival mode, even when there is a little to spare. Archangel Michael says, a shift in mindset must begin. From, there is never enough, to, I am being guided to more than survival. From, I must do everything alone, to, I am open to wise help and new ideas. Heaven is not promising sudden riches without wisdom. Heaven is promising guidance, strategy, and favor as you take steps forward. Ideas will come, doors will open, but you must be willing to move. Do not despise small beginnings. Do not overlook humble opportunities because they do not look glamorous. From little seeds, large provision often grows. Ask for wisdom in how you use what you already have. In how you spend, how you save, how you invest in your own growth. Wisdom with little prepares you to carry more. You are not cursed to poverty. You are not doomed to always be behind. You are not destined to live in fear of the next bill. Archangel Michael says, heaven will meet you in your effort. Each step you take toward stability and stewardship, heaven will amplify with guidance and timely help. Do not be ashamed of where you are starting from. Honor every honest job, every small gain, every responsible choice. They are bricks in the foundation of a more secure future. Child, I also see the weight you carry in silence. Responsibilities no one knows, expectations no one appreciates. You feel like the strong one, the fixer, the one others rely on. You answer calls when you are exhausted. You show up when your own heart is breaking. You carry the emotional weight of others while ignoring your own. You wonder, who is there for me? Who checks on me without needing something? Who sees when I am not okay behind my calm answers? Heaven sees. Heaven knows when you hide your tears to be the steady one. Heaven knows the cost of always being fine. Archangel Michael says, even the strong need a place to fall apart. Even the helpers need help. Even the ones who carry others need to be carried sometimes. You have permission to rest. You have permission to say no when your own soul is empty. You have permission to set boundaries without guilt. Boundaries are not cruelty, they are clarity. They help you love from a healthy place instead of from depletion. They protect what heaven is rebuilding in you.